today with thanks to David. A couple of things really just I wanted to cover off. I'm talking particularly about our lead box product today and why people should use it, basically what it is, some examples of businesses that use it, and really how you guys can help me grow this part of our business. Before I get started, I just want to say I've missed 2 meetings. The last week was a lot more pleasurable than the week before, and we're at the Business Excellence Awards, so that was a really good experience. And I'd urge any one of you to try and get a nomination to that if you can. It's a really good thing to do. Right, going on to what we do. Really, as a marketing company, we start with every client. We do a detailed. Really a sort of marketing fact find, get an understanding of what they do. And one of the areas that always comes up on this questionnaire is around about the subject of CRM and database. And to me it's completely bonkers. People spend a lot of money on marketing and they fail to capture that information and better still follow up on it. So for that reason we really developed this lead box product to help certain sort of businesses, which I'll cover off in a second. So the lead box itself basically is a data capture system. It comprises of a branded box. I've got an example here which can pass around the room. It's a little bit of a mock-up, this one, but it was used for a meeting earlier this week, so you can have a little look at that. Within the box it's got a pocket at the front for data cards printed by Mark. The box is made by Derek, and there's pens on the tables which we hand out as well with the package, and Mark also printed off some reply paid envelopes. So they basically get used by the business to send all their data through to us. We load them up onto an Activate CRM package which enables us to do a variety of things: mail merge, email newsletter, text messaging, that sort of thing. So really, altogether, it's a complete database marketing service, and that's really where the appeal is. The process is very simple. Customers complete the card and they're normally incentivised by a bit of a message on the front, receive the newsletter, money saving offers, that sort of thing. That's at the top bit there. And then they complete one of the cards, drop it into the lead box, and all the client has to do, the restaurant, pub, whoever they are, is literally empty the cards out, say once a day or once a week, put them in the envelope and send them through to us. We load all the data up onto our CRM package, but we also back it up through Excel. So they always have that data to if we part company or whatever, that data is all theirs. It is all their data really. And then we design and send their newsletter out. On the back of that, it generates a contact report, which enables the business then to follow up. And I know Mark uses that. Where is Mark? Mark's very effective at doing that. It's worked for you with in your vicinity, Mark.
Yeah, if you want to stand it up.
Oh, yeah.
Stand the same, I think.
Yeah. I think it's generally working.
I say you've done it for your vicinity at the end of last week, and I think we gained about £800 or £900 worth of sales on the back of that alone. And the other thing is Steve gives us a report, which unfortunately I showed Michelle the other day, that she clicked onto it 10 times. And it actually goes into how many people open it up, so you can then go and speak to them or email them directly because they've shown an interest in opening up the email.
Yeah, now that's really powerful compared to cold calling, which a lot of businesses attempt to do. Now, in addition to the data capture, we also provide a little bit of code which people will put on. Stuart's very familiar with this. Some of the sites we've worked on together. A little data form, which any data collected on that, this is the Discover Wellingborough site, goes straight into the CRM package. So all about building a database. Now once it's in that data package, this is for the Wellingborough bid, the Discover Wellingborough campaign. What we then do is we can group the data into different data sets, so directors of the company, members of the public, restaurant sector, however which way you want to split it, to make sure that the newsletter that we send out, there's a couple of examples here, are really focused on the target group we're trying to communicate with. So you'll see on the left-hand side there, that's the part of the marketing campaign for Discover Wellingborough, and you'll see great big billboards going up, banners around the town, all to promote the Christmas Lights event, which is tomorrow, obviously just outside here, so that'll be an interesting event to come along to. you'll see at the bottom there's also then a click-through to the website, so the relevant area of the website. So this drives traffic as well to clients' websites, which is good. This is a completely different type of company. It's a little, basically a deli stroke restaurant across in Rockwell. And again, they use it quite effectively. They'll have recipes, food ideas, new wines, all that sort of stuff. So each email can get very, very much tailored. Now, in addition to this, when we send out that email, we post out a social link. So that link will go either to their Facebook or to their Twitter account. So in this instance here, this was an email regarding the Rocker restaurant here. It's gone into Twitter. And because we've got 732 followers in Twitter, potentially that number of people could also see it through Twitter, so they'll see the email newsletter going out there. So having social media tied up with this is a big thing that we do. Reporting, as Mark mentioned, you can see this, what time of day, who's opening it, that sort of thing. And that obviously leads then to determining, the best time to send newsletters out, depending on the business. That's the very follow-up list that Mark was talking about, and you can see there that that person at the top had opened it 13 times. So obviously that's the top priority person to call. So a couple of applications really. This is just the where places that you'll find the lead box, people that are using it. Shops such as Fab Footwear down in End Courts, they use it to build their database very effectively, gather about 100 customer details every 2 weeks. This shop here uses it to enter people into a competition for prizes, so they use it for a different sort of format. That's when I was a kid. Fitness clubs. Now, it's not actually in this fitness club, and I just couldn't resist this picture here. This is my kind of fitness club with an elevator up and down. But fitness clubs are really competitive in terms of getting leads, and what they'll often do is they'll put lead boxes out, 4 or 5 sort of different businesses, like fish and chip shops, dry cleaners, just to help them gather leads. So that's another application of the lead box. Restaurants, obviously, the Rocker, Masala across at Irvingrove, and this is the Dovecot Buttery up at Newson, just north of Kettering. Again, all effectively building up their database so that they can communicate, stay in touch with their customers. They're also people use them for events and shows. So if you've got an exhibition or you know somebody in an exhibition, they can have a lead box generated for the exhibition to help gather all the contacts that come through. This is the Discover Wellingborough box that was used at the fashion show, which is across the Tyne Bond. And there are about 400 contact details dropped into the lead box on that day alone. So great way to build a database up. So how can you help me? Well, if you all think of businesses that you're in touch with, there could be restaurants, pubs, clubs, anything like that, and then think to yourself, do they actually make any effort to stay in touch with you? Do they send you text messages? Do they send you newsletters? Do you get a printed newsletter? Do you get anything from those kind of businesses locally that you can think of? Do you receive offers and invitations, to fashion shows, particularly ladies, for shops? Do you get offers for restaurants and pubs, that sort of thing? Do they use social media? Have you got any awareness of their use of social media? If not, that would be a very good referral. Any one of those areas would be a good referral for them. And how well are they doing? Do you get the feeling that they're struggling a little bit? They're not doing as well as they could be doing. Any sort of business like that would be a good lead-in for me. So those are the places that you use. What about the businesses that you might supply, or you might work for? It could be a plumbing job, it could be print, it could be anything like that. Are they thriving? Are they quiet? Do they need help with their marketing? Do they struggle to pay you? Is it that sort of business? Do they have a database? Basically, what can they do? Well, what I will do is my offer to all BNI referrals is that anyone that comes through as a referral, I'll provide them a 1-hour marketing review free of charge. And I will also guarantee to provide 3 ideas to improve their marketing. So they'll get that for absolutely nothing. Okay? If they sign up for the lead box, I'll provide the service free of charge for the first month. Okay? But any orders taken up till the 20th of December. So if you can bear those things in mind, that would be great. For more details on the service, if you have a look at our website, there's detail on the CRM and on the lead box. Thank you very much. Any questions? Cool.
On the lead box, what's this sort of, I know it probably varies company to company, but what's the average cost of a lead box per month for the company?
If they have the lead box with the envelopes, the cards, everything, that basically sits at between £49 and £59 a month is what we charge.
Yeah.
The data entry that we do, we charge 35p per detail. But that will include a phone call, so if we can't read the email, we'll try and phone the clients up. So £35. So a lot of my clients, probably the average price they're paying is somewhere around about sort of £80, £90 a month, something like that. Some pay a lot more than that, but that's basically it. If you look at the cost per inquiry that we do, the cost per inquiry, the cost per gaining a customer is anything from £15 to £45 to get a customer. So the value of having a lead box filling up with leads is enormous. But you'd be amazed at how many people don't really cotton onto that.
Steve, do you have any sort of before and after figures of restaurants that you've done stuff for and what improvement that's generated?
I think it's a combination of things. The Sala reckon their business has grown by about 30% since using it. We've got golfing people who have generated £12,000 worth of sales from a 1 month's campaign. It definitely results in growth. And for me, to be honest with you, it's not a huge money-making area. What it does, it generates money for their marketing budget, and from that they'll do other things. So this is the real benefit. It'll end up needing a website. So Stuart gets a lot of work for websites because they don't have it. Michelle will, get work because she needs design. They need a logo, they need a leaflet, they need something else doing. All that comes through. Mark ends up doing lots of print work, and so it goes on. So yeah, it does basically pick a lot of business up on the bootstraps.
As you know, we got over 100 sort of cafes and restaurants in our books. If you want to do a league, our next statement.
I've got people approaching me now to do groups of 10. They want to do like a little affiliate group. They want to do an alliance, and they've got 10 businesses all wanting the lead box. We've just sold 10 lead boxes to the Discover Wellingborough campaign for 10 businesses in Wellingborough, in the mid area, to take it. So more and more people are sort of thinking along those lines of seeing how.
Smashing. Thanks so much, Steve.
Okay.